Minnesota Vikings do potentially need to start planning for life after Kirk Cousins, or at least have a serviceable backup one time, like beyond dead fish Trevor Siemian, beyond non-XFL starter Sean Mannion. Can we at least have someone who is young, preferably with a pulse, who can come in and win some games? Like, is that too much to ask, or would Kirky be threatened by that? Viva la Cas Luder. Anyways, enter Josh Rosen, the third-year former first-round pick who has been passed around like your mama at a key party in the 70s. Look it up. Bam. But could Rosen finally find a home here in Minnesota? I think so. Be open to it. So, should the Vikings trade for Josh Rosen? Let's get into the details. So, background: 6'4", 220-pound gunslinger from UCLA, former five-star recruit from St. John Bosco High School in California. Bosco, by the way, Seinfeld reference. Nailed it. Was the number one pro-style quarterback recruit in the 2015 class, as well as the number 3 overall recruit in California, which is a pretty big state. They like the football out there. It's pretty impressive. Man, he had all the hype coming in after he inked up with Jim Mora and UCLA, a freshman All-American. And like, he was the OG Trevor Lawrence. Like, he was the original one to start off the talk. It's like, well, should Josh Rosen sit out his next 2 years and then declare for the draft, or blah, 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 all that other stuff. But sort of peaked his freshman year. Been there. Next 2 years were sort of okay. Ended up being a 2017 second team All Pac-12 behind Sam Darnold. By the way, honorable mention that year, Washington quarterback Jake Browning. Awesome. Yeah. Cardinals ended up trading up and taking him number 10 overall in 2018. And 2018 was a mess in Arizona. Rosen went 3-10 as a starter, throwing for 2,278 yards, 11 touchdowns, 14 picks, and a 66.7 QB rating as Arizona. The 1 year of Steve Wilkes and Mike McCoy. And for some reason, Steve Keim kept his job after he put a team on the field that yielded the number 1 overall pick, which is just great. Coaching change. Cliff Kingsbury comes in, and Cliff Kingsbury's like, what are you going to do? End up taking Kyler Murray, number 1 overall, and then punted Josh Rosen to the Dolphins during the draft. Miami gave up a second and a fifth rounder for the chosen Rosen. Ended up starting only 3 games for the Dolphins in 2019 as they were in a full rebuild. But remember, horrible O-line, horrible OC. He ended up throwing for 567 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 picks, a 52 quarterback rating, 5.2 yards per attempt, which is not good. And then went 0-3 as a starter. But of course, we know Fitz magic. Come on, baby. Turn that entire team around. But I do think that Rosen, even though they shipped a couple of draft picks for him, obviously is a lot less than Arizona put into him. I think he is expendable. I think he is available at this point, as the Dolphins will likely draft a quarterback of the future in April. They have the number 5 overall pick, as well as 3 first-rounders via trades with Houston and Pittsburgh. So any quarterback that they want on the board, they can get. Even Joe Burrow if they want to go all the way up to 1. So I think Rosen is going to be the odd man out yet again. But here's the thing. He's still the number 10 overall pick. Like, it's not like he's without skill. And Arizona 2018 was doomed to failure. Horrible offensive line, one-and-done head coach. You had Mike freaking McCoy as your OC. And also Miami, they were clearly in tank mode, so you never really got a fair shot there. So anyone who can say definitively that Josh Rosen is a bust based on the 2 situations that he was put in back-to-back years, 2 brand new different offenses as a second-year player, anyone who says that Josh Rosen is clearly a bust is a moron. Like, he does need to be put in a better situation than the one he's been given. Because, I mean, Rosen, he still has amazing footwork, very serviceable at the NFL level, very cerebral and intelligent. I think he's a solid leader. A little bit more like, I remember some questions about him as a millennial. Like, he questioned authority and stuff. I want that. I want that as my quarterback. Also, puts in the work. He's also very poised in the pocket. Plus, he has 2 years of experience of garbage O-lines. Has decent mobility. He's not a running quarterback, but he has enough mobility in the pocket to keep defenses honest. Also, could serve the Vikings bootleg as well as do a little bit of RPO action. Let's go. Arm strength-wise, not a cannon, but a functionally strong arm. Solid accuracy. Does take some unnecessary risks sometimes. I think that dates back all the way back to UCLA. Hasn't really grown out of that. He definitely deserves the gunslinger label. And you know who he reminds me of a lot? Case Keenum. Like, if Case Keenum was 6'4", he would be Josh Rosen. That's the type of a quarterback that he does remind me of. Plus, here's the thing too. he's got to be so pissed. Like, deep down, he's like, man, came out of UCLA. It's like a 5-star recruit, baby. And I just get put into 2 garbage teams, and I'm just being traded back and forth. I don't know what to do. But he's going to come in with a chip on the shoulder, and he does strike me as the type of personality who would greatly benefit by just a complete F you to the league for the rest of his career, because you know that he will hold that grudge. So, Rick Spielman, beep, pop, 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 boop. Rick still has a flip phone. Goes to his former team, the Dolphins, be like, hey, 3rd-round pick for Rosen, or hey, Jalen Holmes and a 4th-round pick, or Jalen Holmes and a 6th-round pick. One of the two. Because, here's the, I really like this draft class. I'm big on Jordan Love. I'm big on Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round. I like Justin Herbert. Obviously, love Tua. Probably going to be out of the range. But here's the thing. You're not going to find a better prospect than a 3rd-year Josh Rosen round 3 on. You're just not. So, plus Josh Rosen does have 2 years left on his rookie deal. Plus you have the 5th-year option. So, ostensibly, you do have 3 years of a cheap quarterback, potentially a starter for 2 years. And also, this doesn't preclude you from drafting quarterback high. So, say the Dolphins do go for the 4th-rounder and Jalen Holmes deal. I'm just pulling that on my ass, which we do for most of our content. So you have 2 4th-round picks anyways. And if you have that set in stone, or if that happens even during the draft, and Jalen Holmes there in the 2nd round, or Jalen Hurts is there in the 2nd round, you're going to take Jalen Hurts. As well you should. Or if Jordan Love falls to you in the 1st round, or you maneuver a little bit, take him if he is your guy, if he's at the top of your draft board. So you got Kirk Cousins, you have Jordan Love, you have Josh Rosen, everyone duking it out. I love that room. I do. Have Rosen and Love, or rookie TBD, whatever, sit behind Kirk Cousins for a year. Like, when has it become such a bad thing to have young competition behind Kirk Cousins? Like, when has that ever been an issue? Like, is this still America? Isn't this about competition? Isn't it always about trying to replace the guy, even if you have the guy? But I digress. I'm sure this will never happen. I'm sure Kirk Cousins will be backed up by, see, who is a very Chase Daniel. Just bring in Chase Daniel. Like, we love the tape you put on when you beat our ass, Chase Daniel. You're now Kirk Cousins' backup. Great. Or just bring back Tyler Palko. How about that? Or, Curtis Painter. Yeah, the jabroni who was the quarterback of the Colts 2011 when Manning was hurt with the neck. They ended up with Andrew Luck. Yeah, bring back Curtis Painter to back up Kirk Cousins, because that's what Kirk wants. Just a complete milquetoast bowl of Jell-O behind him. No threat at all. But should the Vikings trade for Josh Rosen? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But the next time, Skull Production Value.